Welcome back. We now know who's headed to the big dance. There's a big champion in high school basketball as well. A whole lot more sports to talk about.
That's right, and we're going to welcome back Rick Couri from the Blitz 1170. Good morning, sir.
Hey, Rick.
Morning, guys.
You're not in the studio this morning.
I am not. Spring break vacation. Hey, listen, I got to tell you one thing. This slow in Monday, if you will.
Right.
That's really been stolen. My motto for years has been start slow, then taper off. And I think they got that from me. Right, that's completely me. I don't know where this woman comes up with. It's her idea.
Right. I mean, right. So we're talking about the story about the TikToker came up with the idea of bare minimum Mondays.
But here you are working on your vacation.
Yeah, that's
down at the
okay. You know what?
beach.
That's bad. Yeah, it's not so bad. We're at Galveston, Texas. It's a little chilly out there anyway, so I'm probably going to stay in here. Besides, it's time for basketball and the Oilers football and all kinds of cool stuff. So there's much to talk about.
Yeah, Oral Roberts, let's start with them. They made the tournament 2 years ago, made a huge splash, beat Ohio State when nobody thought they could beat Ohio State, and now they're playing another team, Rick. Nobody thinks they can beat Duke.
Yeah, I know that. And my daughter and I we're all big Duke fans because my daughter's had surgery there. And we have actually had a chance to meet Coach K in our history and things like that. So we've always followed them. No, I'm pulling for ORU, trust me. And believe me, they can beat this Duke team. If this Duke team is not shooting well from three, they suffer. They've got a great kid in the middle who's a freshman who's really good, but you've got to be really careful with him.
I want to talk about OSU and Tess. I'm so sorry. OSU misses it by one slot. OSU fans know this feeling, right?
Oh, yeah,
coming up just one short.
We'll know this feeling.
Yeah, it was.
What is the deal?
It was really awful last year that they got put in the NCAA probation when it really wasn't their fault, and then this year to miss by one. But they're the top overall seed in the NIT, which is still a fantastic tournament. It's great they still get to play together for a while. I'd like to see them make it. I think they should have made it over Nevada, but the committee makes the choices, not us, right?
Yeah. Women's basketball. Okay, so we've got OU, OSU in the women's in the tournament. Is anybody beating South Carolina? If folks don't know, they have not lost a game. The South Carolina women are undefeated so far.
You just said no right off the bat.
I mean, is that kind of the end all there?
Yeah, I can't imagine they lose at any point. Now, I mean, they're not going to have a bad game. And remember, it's not the team that's best, it's the team playing best. And there's some teams playing well going in. Both Oklahoma State and Oklahoma are as well. But South Carolina looks as much a lock as Georgia did in football.
Ooh. Okay, well. That says it.
But, then Ohio State almost beat Georgia. I mean, like you said, you just never know.
Happen.
All it takes is one.
Let's go, Cowgirls and Sooners. Another question about high school basketball. Obviously, we're so used to the East Side dominating in football, but the West Side and Central Oklahoma just kept getting the better of the gold ball in basketball, except for one team.
Yeah. I feel bad for Broken Arrow overall, really. Bo Wallace actually won one as a player at Broken Arrow. This team looked poised to do that. Didn't lose their first game to the playoffs to Memorial, or to Owasso, pardon me. Came back and avenged that, and then go on to the finals and to lead like they were in the second period and still lose. I was a little bit heartbroken for them. And, the same. Now, Del City is very, very good. We know that. So, seeing, the Edmond North win, seeing Del City win, we're not terribly surprised. But congratulations to the Sapulpa girls. They were really good all year.
And I think we have a shot of that. And if they can bring that up, the Sapulpa game. So, right, it comes down to the wire, Sapulpa girls, and it's like a buzzer beater, Rick. Is there just, you've been covering sports for a long time. You just can't beat the end of a great basketball game with the last second shot.
Well, especially the joy of those players and those coaches. Now, at the same time, you get the shot of the heartbreak on the other side. But for Sapulpa, who was such a great story, and they're building such cool stuff out there, I was so happy for them. It's really terrific.
I want to talk about Oilers football. So Tulsa Oilers hockey still going on. Oilers football starting back up. What's your kind of take on the start of the return? Indoor football coming back to Tulsa.
Well, first of all, Coach Jones is fantastic. We had him on the show on Friday, and his offensive line coach, too. The thing you need to know about this game is it's very different than the old arena game. So if you went and if you were going and expecting the nets and that kind of thing, it's a very different game. It's a run-oriented game. There's no nets. It's much more like outdoor football. So it's a bit of an adjustment. I'm really excited about it. I loved it. I think Tulsa supported it very well last time. I think they had a bad business model in AF1, and I think that's what killed it later on. I think Andy Skirdo, so far, everything he's touched has turned it pretty successful. I can't wait. I'm very excited about this. And local players, too, which I think is a very big key.
Hey, Rick, let's talk about the sport of scuba diving. Are you planning on any dives while you're down there in Galveston?
Oh, no. The only place you can dive around here is to go down to Freeport and go out in the Gulf of Mexico, but it's still cold and a little windy out there right now. This is not a diving place. This is a place where by the time we leave, the goal is to make sure the shrimp trawlers have to go back out.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a pretty good trip, too. Well, we don't want to keep you anymore on your vacation. Enjoy, and thank you for taking some time out for us today. Rick Couri, 1170 The Blitz.